Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack exactly how individual developers and startup founders can stop feeling totally overwhelmed by giants like OpenAI and actually start monetizing AI right now. You know, it's so easy to look at the current artificial intelligence revolution and feel like, well, I've already missed the boat, or think you need billions in capital just to compete. But the reality? It's entirely different. Today, we're going to transform the way you view the AI landscape, shifting your focus from building cool, flashy algorithms to creating rock-solid, revenue-generating assets. Okay, let's dive right in with a crucial reframing, really a core philosophy that should drive every single decision you make. Do not build AI for AI's sake. To win here, you've absolutely got to stop chasing the hype of general intelligence and focus entirely on utility. Profit doesn't magically appear just because you're using the newest tech. Profit comes from solving specific, painful, and highly expensive problems. Now, what's really interesting here is the stark reality of a classic David versus Goliath scenario. You don't fight the giants on their turf. Think about a generic essay writer. Big tech companies and open source hobbyists already dominate that space completely. It's broad, it's low value, and it's practically free. Contrast that with an AI that drafts personalized special education legal compliance documents for school districts. That is a tedious, rule-bound, high-stakes task. This is the unsexy, highly specific niche, where the tech giants simply won't follow you because it doesn't scale to billions of users, and hobbyists won't go there because it requires deep, specialized knowledge. So here's our pragmatic roadmap for today. We'll cover stopping the urge to build better chatbots, finding that profitable niche, the RAG blueprint, defensible business models, and finally, avoiding those hidden AI traps. All right, let's start with phase 1. Stop building better chatbots. Which brings us right into phase 2, finding the profitable niche. To build a sustainable product, you really have to flip your starting point. The absolute most common mistake folks make is starting with a shiny new language model and then going out searching for a problem to solve. Instead, you've got to start with markets where information processing is notoriously painful. We're talking about legal contract review, medical coding, financial document analysis, real estate appraisals, or customer support triage. What do all these have in common? They are literally drowning in messy, unstructured data. The work is currently manual, it's incredibly slow, and honestly, it's highly error-prone. The gold is hiding right there in plain sight. So how do you actually validate these niches? You need to ask yourself 3 simple but crucial questions. 1, is the problem repetitive? 2, is the cost of making an error high? And 3, this is the big one, is the user willing to pay for a faster, cheaper solution? If you can answer yes to these 3 things, your deep domain expertise combined with a curated dataset is going to become an insurmountable moat. No generalized AI from a big tech company is going to easily replace the highly specialized workflow you create. Moving on to phase 3, the RAG blueprint. So how do we build this thing without spending millions on compute power? Well, the modern AI stack is essentially a Lego set now, and you absolutely do not need to train a massive language model from scratch. Your core competitive advantage actually lies in RAG. That stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. It's a surprisingly approachable technical blueprint. Basically, it takes the amazing linguistic fluency of a base model and pairs it with the factual accuracy of a private vector database. That's what keeps your application grounded in facts, rather than letting the AI just guess or hallucinate. And here is exactly how that flows in practice. Step 1, user input. A specific question or task is assigned. Step 2, retrieval. Your system goes and searches a private, curated knowledge base, like maybe a client's internal legal precedents, using a vector database like Pinecone. And finally, step 3, generation. Your system passes both the user's original query and that perfectly retrieved context right over to a frontier model, like GPT-4o or Claude 3.5. The model then generates a highly accurate, domain-specific response based only on the facts you provided. Now, a quick warning here. Do not over-engineer this. Tools like LangChain or Llama Index can orchestrate this entire pipeline with just a few hundred lines of Python. Add in some basic function calling so the AI can actually execute actions like booking a meeting, updating a spreadsheet, or sending an invoice, and boom, you suddenly built a massively valuable product with less code than an average high school computer science project. You're focusing entirely on the application layer, which is exactly where the real value is created. Okay, phase 4, defensible business models. Because let's be real, a working Python script is not a business. We need to talk about recurring revenue, and you generally have 3 primary paths. Number 1 is outcome-based SaaS, where you charge a subscription for measurable tools that mitigate risk and save serious time. Number 2 is API as a service, where you literally charge per 1,000 calls. This is perfect if you're building structured data pipelines for developers. And number 3 is consulting to product. This is a really fascinating strategy. You build the first few solutions manually for early clients, let them fund your development, and you get to keep the proprietary training data and workflow insights that no competitor can easily replicate. Out of those three, outcome-based SaaS is totally the gold standard. You should be aiming to charge anywhere from $50 to well over $500 a month. Why? Because you price based on the massive amount of money or hours you are saving the customer, not on your underlying compute costs. If your AI reviews commercial leases for hidden renewal penalties, the value isn't the AI itself. The value is the tens of thousands of dollars in risk mitigation you just provided. Which brings us to our final section, Phase 5, avoiding hidden AI traps. Look, even with an incredible model and a perfect niche, your profit can be wiped out so fast if you aren't paying attention to operational realities. There are 3 big profit killers to watch out for. First is the hallucination tax. An AI that invents facts is totally useless or worse, legally dangerous. Second is the compute cost trap, where a viral spike leaves you with a massive API bill. And third is the data privacy moat. If you're dealing with medical or legal clients, you just cannot leak sensitive data to public APIs. Offering secure on-premise cloud deployments isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a strict sales requirement. To survive that terrifying compute cost trap specifically, you've got to set boundaries. Honestly, nothing kills a startup faster than a huge viral spike that racks up a $10,000 API bill while you're asleep. Implement hard rate limits and aggressively cache those common queries. Furthermore, don't just use the biggest, most expensive model for every single task. You can offload 80% of the simpler tasks to smaller, faster, and dramatically cheaper models like Mistral 7B. Just make absolutely sure there is always a healthy margin above your variable costs. So here's the bottom line. We are officially entering the era of the vertical solver. The get-rich-quick window for throwing a simple wrapper over OpenAI, yeah, that's closing fast. The real, sustainable fortunes are being built by folks with deep, uncomfortable knowledge of a single, specific industry. You succeed not by trying to outsmart OpenAI's engineers, but by out-observing the local accountant, the radiologist, or the logistics manager and fixing their unique bottlenecks. I want to leave you with this really powerful thought. The revenue will be the natural, inevitable echo of genuine utility. If you build a secure, reliable tool that shrinks a 3-hour mind-numbing task into 3 minutes for a paying professional, you are never going to need to chase tech trends again. Your product simply becomes an indispensable part of their workday. When you focus purely on delivering that genuine utility through deep industry knowledge, isn't that the only algorithm you truly need to succeed?